just wanna play, I wanna sing my song, I just wanna run and not be gone too long. 'Cause this time is precious still, I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream, no one's taken that from you, only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside, look deep into your heart, and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming.
Celebration Center, and welcome to all of you, those of you here in person and those of you that are joining us online. Please say hi in the chat so we can appreciate your virtual presence. For those of you here in the room, silence your cell phones, but keep them on in case you want to join the online chat that might take place later on. If you're here for the first time, we welcome you and would love to get to know you better. If you're here in person and feel comfortable standing up and telling us how you found us, I know I can see them. They're spread out, and I just know they're here. And for those of you that are online, if you're just kind of say hi and let us know that you're alone. Also, if you are willing and you're a first-time guest, we ask that you fill out a guest card. They're located on the table to my right. And if you are with us, new to us online, you can scream our QR code. Please let us know in the chat who you are and where you are from. We'd love to know. We have a nice service for you today, and I want to start out by thanking Ivar and Aiden, who always do these wonderful things that get us going with the microphones and people on voting in, from wherever outside they're joining us. So, Ivar and Aiden, thank you, thank you, thank you. Our platform practitioner today, well, it was going to be Stephanie, hostess and practitioner, but unfortunately, she is out. She had the flu, and it's better to stay home and recover totally, instead of coming in and getting a relapse. So I am here, and I used to call myself the hostess with the mostest. And I make little flubs and doodahs, but I try. I know we're going to have a good time. As far as our announcements are concerned, you can get them on our website, celebrationcenter.org, and they're on there. You'll see what's going on every week and just what it is you might want to participate in. And now we have, I'm a practitioner of sorts. But anyway, we have a new musician today, Doug Allen Wilcox. He's joining us, and I am going to ask him to begin with special music.
Folks that are here and folks that are out there virtually, it was suggested maybe I say a little bit about myself. I just will say that I've been playing in the region and all over the East Coast for about 25 years now in this sort of solo acoustic form. Your music director, Lynn Hollyfield, has been a friend for decades at this point. I see that the theme for today is flowing ground. So I'm going to play a few songs that are my take on the idea of impermanence. This first song is an original. It's called Mountain. I dreamt a mountain, to its peak I climbed. A dream is not a mountain, and a dream is easily broken on the ground. I dreamt a river tried to carry me away. Where river becomes ocean, and the ocean opens into wide and deep and blue. Say you know, say you know, say you know it's true. The mountain is greater than the hillside. Hills climb high above the valley green, where the river flows forever like my life, like a song. I dreamt a mountain, from its peak I saw. A dream is not a mountain, but a dream goes on forever, goes on forever. Say you know, say you know, say you know it's true.
I have to say I was a little remiss before announcing the first music. I should have said a little prayer as a practitioner, but as I'm not the practitioner today, I did pick up a little saying from one of our Science of Mind books, and it's called Totally Holy. And God is what I am, is what Ernest Hamm said in his book, This Thing Called You. So know that you are purely, completely, totally, absolutely, thoroughly, fully, entirely, utterly, and unconditionally holy. This means that you are totally divine. You are sacred. Allow your numinous expression to rise for all the world to see. No matter what the world attempts to tell you about yourself, the world can never take away your divinity. This is something you wholly are now, not something you earn. The life that creates and sustains everything in yours is your life now. And I agree with that. We know that God created us in his image, so we are all gods in a manner of speaking. And it is now my great, great pleasure to introduce Diane Stewart Hamlin. She's been coming to the center forever. I have known her and appreciated her all these many years. And I just know that Diane, whenever you speak, it resonates with me. And I'm so happy to have you here on a return engagement. And I hope you come back again soon after today.
Good morning, Celebration Center. Everyone online, everyone that's here, present with us. Hi, Ed. So wonderful to have new musicians. So wonderful to have new people that I have not met, but I already know who you are. And so the topic today is flowing ground. Flowing ground, what does that mean? When I saw it, I thought, huh, I'm grounded, I'm standing on something that I perceive to be solid, but if it's flowing, what does that mean? And so, what I know about flowing is that life is a continuum of our experiences. So it's never one thing all the time. We are always walking through life, generating an experience, and life responds to us. So it responds to us at our mental space, our emotional space, and our spiritual space, and our physical space. Life is always responding to us in the way that we go to life. So when you get up in the morning, the way you start out your day is really important to how your day is going to go. So one of the things I try to do, and I tell everyone this, is when I wake up in the morning, I stand up. First I sit on the side of my bed and I go, whew, I'm still in my body. Yes, because that's a big deal, right? When you wake up in your body, you know there's more to do. There's more that you have to give, to share with others, and to experience. So here I am. I'm still in my body. And then I think, when I stand up, the ground is going to meet my feet. And I stand on the ground, and I know absolutely that all is well. I take time to be in the stillness. And by stillness, I mean time to be without all of the things, without the social medias and the television and the news and all the things, or the olds, right? Because really the news are the olds. They're telling you what happened. They're not telling you what's happening, generally speaking. And so I take time to be in stillness with myself, which is my highest self. When I get quiet with myself, that's what meditation does for us. That's one of our spiritual practices in these communities that we live in, is we meditate. And that's just being still. You don't have to do anything fancy for meditation. I know a lot of people light sage, they put on special music, and they do all those things. But in truth, in fact, all you need to do is stop and be still within yourself and listen. And allow yourself to be at peace with where you are and what's happening in your life. And just be still. Because when you're still, you can hear from the divine what is yours to do, what is next to do, and you're rightly guided. If you need music, that's great. I light sage sometimes. I like sage. It cleanses the room and cleanses the energy around me, but I don't need sage to be still. We just need to sit with ourselves and allow what is necessary for us to know and experience to flow into our divinity. So we sit with that. You lean deeper into yourself and you allow yourself to feel. I'm in my body, I'm alive. There's so much more for me to do. And you can ask those quiet questions. What is mine to do today? How can I serve? How can I show up for those around me? How can I spread kindness and love and joy to others? How can I be a part of the flow? Because there are two things you can do. You can be in the flow, or you can swim against the tide. And swimming against the tide is no fun. Although we've all tried it, right? We've all thought we knew this is what's best. This is how I'm going to show up. This is how it's going to work out. And we try to swim against the tide and fix the things. And it's not ours to do. When you stay with the flow, you clearly see what's yours to do. You clearly know where you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to show up. If you're swimming against the tide, it's a struggle. And life is not meant to be a struggle. It might be challenging. And challenging is okay, because when something is challenging, you can rise to the challenge. But when something is a struggle, all you can do is try to stay afloat so you can get some air and you can stay alive. So there are different ways to be in the world. Being in the flow allows you to move through your life and do the things that you were called to do. And some of them will be challenging. I'm not here to say life isn't challenging. There are many things that are challenging. My older daughter is challenging. That child has taken me challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. And they're magnificent. They're magnificent in such beauty and light, and so much that I have learned about human existence that I learned from that child who was so much work and so challenging. And I am grateful for every moment that I got to be there on that journey with them. I had to learn new pronouns. I had to learn all kinds of fancy things that I didn't know about, but it was really good for me to just stay in the flow and allow. And every time I struggled against the flow, it became a struggle for us. But when I got into the flow, we made it. We made it through. And we have conversations now, and we talk about things now that we weren't able to do before because I was swimming against the tide. I didn't understand it. And so rather than go with the flow and allow, I was trying to fix and change. And that was not my role as her mother. My role was to be a guide and to allow and to flow. And when I started doing that, we started having a more peaceful relationship. So I'm telling you, going with the flow is not always what you think it should look like. It's not always the idea that you had in mind for your situation or circumstance. Because quite often, right, we go into things, we go into a marriage and we think it's supposed to look this way and it's supposed to be like this and we're supposed to walk through into the sunset holding each other's hands. And it's not like that. And nobody tells you that it's not like that. It's like raising kids. They don't give you the blueprint. They don't give you the book, right? Nobody tells you. Life is not a situation where everything is just perfect and rosy as you imagined. Life is a journey with circumstances and wonderful, amazing experiences that sometimes when you're in them, you don't even know they're wonderful because you're just trying to get through it. But if you go with the flow, you will learn how to be in life. And part of going with the flow is doing spiritual practice, praying about the situation, not for the situation. You're not praying for the situation to work out. You're praying knowing that the situation is already working out in God's divine timing and what is perfect for all of us. So you're praying into divinity. When you go into meditation, you're not asking, God, please show me the way and guide me and let me fix this. You're going in with stillness, allowing whatever is to be revealed in this time to be revealed through in and as me. And that's the meditation. That's where you go into the secret place of the Most High and you say, show me what is mine to do. You don't go in demanding, bargaining, praying for. You go in with an open heart to receive what is necessary for you to do to unfold the next step in your life. And you allow yourselves to reveal that and feel that in your very soul. And so as you do that, you're also going in with prayer about. I want to talk about prayer. Affirmative prayer is about the situation. It's not for the situation to work out, but it's about knowing that all is well and all is unfolding divinely. I have people call me a lot to ask me to pray for their loved one who is sick. And I pray for divine right outcome. And that may not look like what we think it should. But divine right outcome is the highest and best for the parties concerned. And so we pray for that. We pray for what is best, what is divine, what is the good that's to happen here. We're not praying for, please fix his foot, please heal his head, please heal her arm. We're praying for divine right outcome. And that will look as it's supposed to look for each person, and it will be the highest good for all concerned. We don't pray. I had this wonderful teacher
And his name was Jeff. Jeff was he taught me how to meditate, first of all, and it was a hilarious experience of learning how to meditate because I had to have control, right, of the meditation thing. And if you're here and you're old enough to know what an egg timer is, right? So I used an egg timer. He said, just be still for 1 minute, just 1 minute. So I set the egg timer and it was tick, tick, ticking away. And I was peeking at it like, oh my God, it's only been 10 seconds. What is happening? And I couldn't sit still, right, in meditation for a minute. I kept looking at the thing going with one eye like, it's only been 32 seconds. Oh my gosh, and it's tick, 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 ticking away. And when it finally rang, I was like, yes, I did it. And he said, no, you didn't. You looked the entire time. And so I started over, and over time, I was able to get to 3 minutes, and then I was able to get to 6 minutes. And then now I can sit for 30 minutes or more in the stillness. Now, I tell you, it's taken years for me to get there, and even when I'm there, sometimes I have to recalibrate my mind as I'm sitting to not get caught up in the chatter that goes on, right? It's just, the whole mind of the world is happening in my head as I try to be still. So Jeff, my wonderful teacher. I brought Jeff up because not only did he teach me how to meditate, he taught me how to pray. And he was so good at prayer. He said, sometimes your prayer is just thank you. And just be still with that and just say thank you. Sometimes your prayer is all the things that you're so very grateful for that has happened in your day to day. And sometimes your prayer is how you show up in the world to other people. I work in a very formal environment in my other life, and so there's security. You have to clear security, and you have to do all these things. And every morning I say good morning to the security guards, and we chat for a minute, and they know what's going on in my life, and I kind of know what's going on in their lives. And we have this relationship that we've built over the years because I show up in a way that says I'm showing up as a prayer to this community, no matter how frustrating the work can be, no matter how difficult and challenging it can be, I am going to show up as a prayer in this community. And because of that, the energy that I feel is so much different than my colleagues. What they feel is very different, and I can see it in the consternation and all of that, and I'm just happy to be there. I'm happy to work. I'm happy to serve. I'm happy to help others. I'm happy to be present, and I'm grateful for a way to make a living, right? Because I still have those 2 little people at home that I'm paying for college and paying for things, so I'm grateful that I have those opportunities, right? Keep a roof over my head. And so when you stand in gratitude, you're standing in the flow. When you show up in community as an expression of love, as an expression of kindness, you're showing up in the flow. And when things don't go your way or go the way that you hoped they would have gone, you accept them. And you allow yourself to be a vessel of acceptance. And you let go. And you are in the flow. And that's the important thing. Right now, when you say that we are moving in the flow, when you say that we are walking on flowing ground, that means everything is changing. Nothing is staying the same. And every day, you have to choose to participate in the life that has been lifing around you. Because life is lifing, whether you like it or not. It's lifing, so what are you going to do? Are you going to sit around and be miserable about it? Or are you going to get up and enjoy every single moment of it? You're going to get up and say, okay, this is a good thing. This is a beautiful thing. This is wonderful. I get to learn something new. I get to try something different. I get to be a part of the flow, and when I am consciously involved and engaged, I am participating in that flow. And I am allowing others and giving them the permission to participate with me. What do we have in common? What do we have in common? We are all a part of the one. There is nothing that separates us. Absolutely nothing. We are all an expression of the divine. That means that I'm Ingi, Ingi's me. There's nothing different there. Okay, we're just different expressions of the one beautiful life that is God itself. And when we remember that, we can hold each other accountable to that, and we can also show and reflect to each other that we are one, that we are the divine. There's nothing separate about any one of us from each other. We may sure, I mean, I was born in Jamaica. I don't know where everybody else was born, but we were born all over the place, yeah? That's how we came into the world physically, but we are all coming from the one. And we're the one expression. And it doesn't matter what our wrapping looks like, right? My wrapping is brown, your wrapping is not. It's okay. We're all one. And how do we express that? We express it in love, we express it in kindness. We do things like hold the door open for each other. We hold the elevator when we see someone running towards it. I used to be that mean girl that would be pressing the button. A long time ago, I used to be the mean girl. I pressed the button to close the door because I didn't want to share the elevator. I'm just a good confession. But I became a better human, and now I open the door and I'm like, come on, it's okay, I got it. And it feels so much better, because that victory win that I had when the elevator door closed always left a thing in the pit of my stomach. It never felt right, but it was a win, right? In my mind, it was a win. But when I became the person that held the elevator door open, it became a bigger win. To see the person come in and say, thank you so much. Coming in with all their grocery bags and, you got to hold the door and let them come on in. And it's such kindness. It's such gentleness, right? It's the flow, right? Because we've become better. I've become better. I mean, like literally, I was the mean girl that did things like that. And now I'm not. And I haven't been for many, many years. Now I was looking at my history with Celebration Center and with Agape International Spiritual Center. And I've been doing this now for over 30 years. And bit by bit, learning how to meditate, learning how to pray, really pray about things instead of praying for things. That's just a selfish prayer. Dear God, please give me everything that I want. That's so selfish. Please take care of my... Selfish. Just knowing, praying from a place of knowing that all is well for everyone, everywhere, all concerned, is so much more freeing. To know that all is well for my neighbors, to know that all is well for my children, to know that all is well for my family, to know that all is well for the people in Jamaica, for the people in the islands, for the people in Europe, for the people in Asia, for the people in Australia and New Zealand and Greenland, North America, Mexico, Canada, the United States. For knowing that the people in South America are all is well. The entire continent of Africa is being held in love and light, and the flow of the land continues to move for them as everyone expands into more and more of their best selves. To say that prayer releases me from the selfish, self-centered place of, God, please fix this for me right now. Please make this, please give me, please give. No, to know that the entire world is living in flow and goodness, to hold the entire world in your heart in prayer, to know that wherever anyone that you love is, all is well, and to know that that radiates out into the world to everyone everywhere. That is living in the flow of the land. That is knowing that where there is war, peace will outpicture and healing will happen. And we hold that in our hearts for regions of war. We hold it in our hearts for those who appear to not have enough. We know that they now are getting enough and more than enough. To hold that is standing in the flow of the land, to know that the land will change and can change as we all believe in it, because it's our outpicturing that's happening in the world. And when we individually start outpicturing peace and love and harmony, we become a station of peace and love and harmony, and we start to outpicture that, we then share it with the world and we outpicture it for everyone. And then it becomes a collective yes, because that is when the world changes. The world changes not by one prayer, it changes by all our prayers and all our knowing. So we have to, as individuals in these spiritual communities, begin to say the prayer of love, the outpicturing, the flowing of love, that it is happening, peace is happening, harmony is happening, and we together collectively begin to change the trajectory of the world. It's all of us together. It's not just one of us. It's not just that Diane got up and said that prayer and prayed for the people. It's not that Ingi got up and prayed for the people. It's that we're all praying for healing. We're all praying for peace. We're all praying for harmony. We are all praying about it, and we are all saying, it is done now. It is done now. And as we continue to do that, we shift the trajectory, and the flow of the land will change. But it's up to us. It is up to each one of us to say yes. Yes, I'm willing. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I want peace. Yes, I want harmony. And I know that peace and harmony for me is peace and harmony for everyone else. And we have got to release the idea that if I don't have it, that if I give peace to you, then that means that you're taking my peace. No. If I give prosperity to Inky, that doesn't mean that my prosperity is gone. We're prospering together now. And that's what we have to look at. We have to look at, what am I giving to Ed? Am I giving love? Because if I give my love to Ed, it doesn't stop at me. It goes to Ed, and it goes and radiates out into the world. And so we're sharing love, and it continues to grow when we share it. It's not a zero-sum game. Peace is not a zero-sum game. Love is not a zero-sum game. Harmony is not a zero-sum game. It doesn't mean that if I give it to them, I don't have it anymore. If I give my peace and my love, you have peace and love, and we're sharing it, and it's growing. So let's start. Let's start to live in the flow. Let's start to allow the flowing ground to undergird us and carry us and support us and love us. And let's try and take this thing out into the world and watch what happens. Watch what happens when you look at someone and you just smile at them. Yeah. I'm just smiling. Yeah. I'm smiling. And what happens? They smile back. I didn't lose my smile. Just because I smiled at you and you smiled back didn't mean I gave my smile away. I shared my smile, and it became us smiling together. So that's what we're going to do. That's our assignment for this week. I love to give assignments. So here's your assignment for this week. Share a smile, hold a door, say hello, and see how it goes. Just share a smile with the cashier at the grocery store. Get in line, let her do her job. Share a smile. Say, hi, how you doing? And watch what happens. She's usually startled, right? They're usually startled. They're like, I'm fine. How are you? Because nobody talks to them. So talk to the cashier. Open the door. Share a smile. Give some love today. For just for 7 days and see how it works out. Then you can come back on Sunday and you can be like a testimony and you could tell whoever's here next Sunday, I shared a smile. I held the door. It was fun to see people startled by kindness. Let's startle people with kindness this week. That's our assignment. And so we just take a moment to take a breath. And we breathe deeply in, and we hold the breath in the apex for just a moment, and then we exhale. So grateful I am for the opportunity to pray. Grateful I am to be mindful of the fact that there is only one power, one presence. It's the power and presence of the divine. It is what we call God, all beauty, all joy, all presence, all love. It's here. It undergirds everything. It keeps the stars in the sky, the beautiful moon, beautiful full moon of the night, with Venus right next to it. It keeps the planets right where they're supposed to be. Everything is in order, in harmony, and divine goodness. It is the power and the presence of all things. It is the breath that breathes me and the air that I actually breathe. The activity of my breathing. What is true for me is true for everyone here and everyone everywhere, online, going about their day, they are rightly guided and supported by the power and presence of the divine. And so knowing this, as we think within our thinking selves and within our spiritual selves, we think of the flowing land, the life that's changing around us always, nothing permanent, but everything supported by the power in this presence. Knowing this absolutely, I speak this word for each one of us, that we are joy, we are harmony, we are peace, we are love, we are prosperous, prosperity, reigns supreme in and as us. And each one of us is a perfect example of all that is. Love, light, harmony, prosperity, joy, peace. We are an expression of it in our very lives and the way that we show up every day. And even when we need to be reminded of the beauty of who we are always consistently able to lean back into the presence, knowing that where we are, God is, love is, joy is, peace is, harmony is. And so we share that with everyone that we come in contact with. We share it with this beloved community celebration center. We share it with each other. We share it in our homes, and we allow it to radiate out into the universe, across the planet. And so today we hold all of the places where there are wars or rumors of war. We hold Asia, Europe, India, Africa, Central America, South America, North America, these United States. We hold all of it in prayer, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere that everyone exists. This prayer radiates out to them now, and there is a feeling within them that God is and love is. And they know it because we are knowing it about them and for them. For this we're giving thanks as I release my words into the loving activity of the law itself, knowing these words must be made manifest. As we think, so we are, and we believe, and so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. I've told Diane many times that whenever she speaks here, it resonates. It's like you're speaking just to me. There's nobody else in the room. And I thank you for that. It happens all the time. And now, our musician, give us another lovely song.
So, Jerry Garcia and Robert Hunter wrote a song that was sort of resonating with me today, and I think I'll play that. This is called Ripple. If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know, don't really care. Let there be song to fill the air. Ripple in still water, when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. Reach out your hand If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hand of man. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. You who choose to lead must follow. But if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who will guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La la da da, la da 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 da, la da la da la da 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 la da da la da 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 la da da la da 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 da.
And now is the time in our service to share our gifts and our offerings. As you know, we're a tithing community and we rely on the gifts and tithes of our congregation. But also know that your presence, as well as the love, the time, the talent, and the treasure you bring to us, are also gifts that our community cherishes. And we are grateful for whatever your donation may be, the love, the pinky, whatever. We are just grateful. And there are several ways that you can give and show your financial support. If you are in person, please feel free to drop your donations. We have a basket on my right and located at the table. And if you're online, you can scan the QR code or visit celebrationcenter.org and click on the Give button. You are also welcome to mail in your gift, and you can find our address at celebrationcenter.org. And now for our affirmation. Repeat with me, please. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is. And, well, we have another song right now. Okay? Good. And then we close. Whoa.
So I'm going to do, this is another original piece, and this is an instrumental. My inspiration for this was the stars, and you can sort of interpret that any way you'd like within what we're talking about here this morning. This is called astronomy.
In closing, usually the practitioner says an affirmation and a wonderful thing. I just want to tag on to Diane's talk about the flow and the message of love and gratitude and whatnot. Sometimes we find those messages in peculiar places. I was reading a detective story a couple of weeks ago, and I came upon this part in a book where they talked about the great wayshower, which for us at Science of Mind is Jesus Christ. And being that this is his season, Christmas, I thought I would just pass on what this particular episode in the detective story relayed. And they said that Christ didn't come to die for us in our sins, but he came to show us how to live a better, more productive life for each of us. And got on and he talked about the parables and the stories of the parables, the positive outlook and whatnot. And it was just something that resonated with me because it's something that I've heard, when I'm here. And they talked about the fact that we can create a more compassionate life for ourselves by sharing, being more compassionate, being more forgiving, having more gratitude for what we have, and being faithful, and just these expressions, of what the divine has instilled in us, that they're important and they help us to create a better life for ourselves. And in following these expressions, I suppose I can say, we make a better life for ourselves, our families, the people around us, our neighbors, our villages, our towns, and it spreads out into the world. Because giving a smile, it grows. As Diane said, you don't lose anything, but it grows. And so this story went on to say that we can become what Christ is. And in all of his messages, compassion, gratitude, the biggest one was love. Love is the greatest thing that we have, that we can share with our families, our friends, whoever. And it's another thing we say, what goes around comes around. So when you're expressing these wonderful what do I call them? I'm looking for the word. The love, the gratitude, if you're expressing that out into the world, what goes around comes around. It comes back to us 100-fold, 1,000-fold even. And if that's what you want to experience in life, give out the good, and you get more of it. And I just thought I would share what this said in a detective story. And it expressed it to me, and it was like a flow. They were talking the flow, you know. You give your love, and it comes back to you in expected and unexpected ways. And sometimes the unexpected ways are really the most gratifying that we can experience at that particular moment in our life. Anyway, I'm glad you were all here. Please stick around so we can get to know you. Have you been here before?
I've not.
Oh, good. Then we'll talk to you after the service. Again, Diane, my gratitude to you. I appreciate your being here. And everybody that joined our service today, those of you online, I hope you had fun with us, and I hope you got the message, because it is truly, truly a positive one, and a one that brings back wonderful rewards. So, thank you all. Have a good week. Keep warm.